And it's 5:30, so we'll get started. My name is Brandon Folk, and I am the Walsh Group Director of Internships for Construction Engineering Management. We appreciate you all joining us tonight. And for those that watch this video later, please take time to digest all the information. I think it's a good evening of info about an outstanding program we have here at Purdue. I have with me several guests that we'll introduce here in about 20 minutes, and then we'll have some breakout rooms where you can go in and ask them questions about their career or the academics associated with the Division of Construction Engineering Management. But without further ado, I'd like to get started. Um, I have a video, or we have a video that I'd like to play. It's about 2.5 to 3 minutes long. Just monitor your audio here and just sit back and listen.
Stuck in an office, slow and monotonous, not challenging, behind the times. Forget the old stereotypes of construction.
Whoops.
Stuck in an office, slow and monotonous, not challenging, behind the times. Forget the old stereotypes of construction and see where the future is headed. Innovation and advancements in technology are all around us. Purdue's construction engineering and management degree not only embraces these new forward-thinking trends and innovations, but it throws you right in the middle of the action. Purdue students have the opportunity to work for local family-owned firms to global firms to specialty firms in the construction industry with a personal hands-on environment Purdue immerses in. Mobile technology, robots and automation, prefabrication and modularization, augmented reality like construction applications for Google Glass, 3D printing, the list goes on and on of these cool tools we get to use every day. The students of today will be realizing these technologies as they transform from academia to professional practice, putting you in position to excel in your career. From building skyscrapers to stadiums, chemical facilities to transportation, wind farms to museums, bridges to airports, roads to electric generation, hotels to hospitals. The landscape of our country is your playground. Purdue's top-notch job placement starts your career with large to small companies with an alumni that's connected around the globe. Purdue's Construction Engineering and Management School has a track record of placing 100% of our students by graduation. Join our team now to become part of our family with a connection to the future. Start building your career and shaping how we work, live, and play. What do you want to build?
All right. Well, hopefully you got a good snapshot of our program and some of the things that our young people and also our professionals do every day. And it's a lot of information. Hopefully I can boil that down a little bit here with our presentation tonight. And as I mentioned at the beginning, we're going to have 4 breakout rooms, one with existing students, 2 with alumni, and then a fourth room that will be dedicated to our faculty. So you'll have an opportunity here in a little bit where you'll be able to join those individuals and ask them some questions. So as we go through the presentation, please make sure you're thinking ahead, what is it that I want to learn a little bit more and who I want to learn from. Okay. So what is construction engineering? We get that question a lot. It's definitely a good one. And hopefully I can, provide you some insight here. So, construction engineers, we design how buildings or structures, things are built. Most of the time, someone comes to us with an intent, and we help bring that intent or that idea to fruition. We build buildings, skyscrapers, roads, stadiums, refineries, anything in the renewable energy, anything that needs built. We're a part of, and we take it from concept to the final facility. Why choose our program? I think there's a lot of great reasons, but I would say that the one that sold me when I was in your shoes 25 years ago was the ability to produce a meaningful product. The gentleman that was in my position back then, he strode across the stage and he talked about, the ability to be a part of the living environment, the ability to provide something that will help others. You know, I wasn't going to be a doctor or a researcher that would cure cancer, but at least I could be a part of something that could support those endeavors. And that's kind of how I look at it and try to put it into scope is we can make a final meaningful product that others will have the opportunity to utilize. And here at the bottom, there's a bullet point talking about the industry's booming. The video that I showed, our industry partners commissioned that, and they said there's a need for young people in the construction industry, in the construction engineering, construction management realm, everything that encompasses our industry. And so they put that video together and they said, hey, Brandon, we're going to help you with the recruiting because we need more young people in this field. So that speaks volumes of the quality and the opportunities that are out there. So a little bit about, what CEM is relative to academics. 80% of it's the construction engineering side. We have about 20% in the curriculum is management. Opportunities are abound relative to where our young people will reside in their internships and as a professional. And I mentioned internships quite a bit. Just keep that in mind as we move through this. I'll expand upon that part of our program soon. Something that you'll be, really interested to learn and, like your parents are going to be concerned about in today's day and age is, job placement and graduation rates and things of that nature. We have 100% job placement for our students prior to graduation. And as you can see down here at the bottom in the graph, we've seen a significant increase in starting salaries over the last 4 to 5 years. And that's just because of the demand. It's inherently, lucrative for a student that graduates and when they go out to start, 72,000 as a, average starting salary is a pretty good deal. And, as I mentioned, 100% job placement. So it's not something that you're going to be worried about. Will there be a job there for me? It's what job do I want? And I think that's important for you to be able to choose. And we're here to help you find your path. One of the things that we've been getting a lot of questions about here recently was, what was the impact of COVID on our internship program and our students? And I'm really happy to say that relative to the national average, we were well below that relative to the impact. And, we're considered an essential industry. And so majority of our students were out working last summer, putting in quality work, working for companies that had put them to work either remote and or on the job site. And we did have one young person that had their offer rescinded as far as a full-time was concerned, but that person was in a little bit more of a specialized industry in the rail industry. But then shortly after graduation, they found themselves their full-time job. So plan of study, kind of touched on it, but we're at 126 credit hours. We have CEM courses, we got civil engineering courses, management courses, and CGT courses that make up our curriculum. I mentioned the internships. It is a part of the curriculum. We require 3 internships, typically during the summer, cumulatively 36 weeks of experiential learning before a student graduates. And we'll go into that a little bit more in depth because that can seem to be a little bit of a daunting task or it could be a little scary, but it's not. It's really rewarding. And then another thing to touch on is our capstone course. We work with local stakeholders and we try to make a difference in our community. It's 2 semesters long. We use the fall semester to plan and design, and then our goal is in the spring semester to execute something associated with the work they've done. And so if you want to learn more about that, definitely meet with our students, our current students that will be in one of the first rooms later when we break out. Plan of study, as I mentioned, the capstone, prototyping, application, hands-on, a lot of independence, and that can be a challenge both for myself and the students because it's new. That's not the way classes normally are, but it's a great opportunity for you to lead and to test things and to grow and learn individually. Talked about this internship program. The structure is pretty simple. They're paid. They're typically after the first semester or after your second semester, after your first year. So during your freshman summer. And there's many companies, a lot of job responsibilities, hands-on, in-depth opportunities for our young people. There are national and some international opportunities. If you want to learn more, uh, the link that's shared here, I believe our team's going to make sure you have this slide deck, but go to our YouTube channel under Construction Engineering and Management at Purdue, and there are student portfolio presentations that have been created over the last 3 years, and you can see the type of work experiences that our young people get and what they learn from those. We do have some international opportunities. Even some of the young people that are on the call today, um, they've studied abroad in New Zealand. We've had quite a few opportunities in Ecuador where we've worked. We partner with EPICS, and some of our young people have worked over internationally in the past as well. So a lot of opportunities, and there's so much detail to be covered today. You'll get my contact information towards the end, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out, come in and visit with me, because that's when we can really roll up our sleeves and figure out what it is that you're passionate about and how we can help you achieve that. Um, Pre-COVID, we've had some opportunities where we work with local high schools, and our students are mentoring the high school students and just doing simple tasks. But even those simple tasks can be pretty well rewarding to start with, but pretty challenging. And so we learn a lot from those interactions, and we enjoy those opportunities. One thing you'll hopefully pick up on is the small entity that we are. We have 120 students, sophomore through senior year, and everybody gets to know each other. I think that's important. There's a lot of opportunity with social organizations and events that occur once we return to normal. But that family atmosphere still lives strong when you're even in our pandemic situation that we're in, because we're looking out for each other. Our doors are open. Students are still coming in, having face-to-face advising appointments. So that close-knit community that we really pride ourselves on is a staple of who we are. Alumni, uh, we have some with us today. That's great. We're going to have 2 rooms. I do encourage you in that same YouTube channel under the Division of Construction Engineering and Management at Purdue that you take a look at some of our initial alumni series, where we have some individuals that are talking about their careers and some of the things that have been influential in their career development. So an overview, we're an engineering program, Bachelor of Science in Construction Engineering. I have my engineering license. I'm a professional engineer, something I'm really proud of that I was able to accomplish. And part of the reason why I came to Purdue, I wanted to be a professional engineer. Just so happened to find the right fit, the family, the hands-on opportunity and experiential learning, all within the realm of CEM. Our internships, which is a staple of our curriculum, they're paid internships, typically during the summer, but the more that we can find young people that are able to work in the fall and spring, the happier the companies and our partners will be. Hands-on experience, opportunities for study abroad, and last but not least, we have 100% job placement. So if you're interested, the process is never too soon, never too late. Um, our team will collect information from you, get to know who you are through our information portal. We'll set up some meetings. And during this period of time right now, I'm getting our young people, our freshmen that have indicated they want to come into our program, I'm getting them in front of industry partners, and we're working on establishing internships for this summer that'll start in May. So that's a little bit about our process if you're interested. And then there's my contact information. I'll share it at the end. Pretty straightforward. fulk@purdue.edu. Not hard to remember. If you have any questions, during this presentation later, the next day or two, when you're kind of sitting around and reflecting on what you want to do, don't hesitate to reach out to me. So what we're going to do is we're going to introduce our guests pre-breakout rooms so that you know a little bit about themselves, or they're going to talk a little bit about themselves so you know who they are, and maybe that'll attract some attention and determine the breakout room you're going to go into later. So start with Mackenzie.
Thanks, Brandon. So hi, my name is Mackenzie Vogel, and I am currently a student here. I am a senior in the CEM program, and I'm from Ferdinand, Indiana, which is Southern Indiana area. So since I'm a senior, I have completed 3 internships. All of them were during the summer. My first summer, I actually decided to intern with my family's residential construction business. That was a little bit of a different take on the internship. I was a laborer, and I also did work a little bit with the clients in the office on that aspect of it as well. My second and third internships, I interned with Mass Electric Construction Company, which is a subsidiary of Kiewit. My first summer, I spent in the estimating department in Dallas, Texas. And then my second summer with them, which was this past summer, I was a field engineer working on a metro station rehab project in Washington, D.C. I also studied abroad in New Zealand. So if you want to talk about that too, you guys can meet me in breakout room number 1.
Outstanding. Thanks. Sophia.
Hey guys, I'm Sophia Ryan and I'm a junior in the program. So I've completed 2 internships so far. My first internship was at a small design build company. There were like 12 people there. So I got to work on really big picture stuff on a small company. So that was really cool. And then my second internship was with Ryan Companies, which was the complete opposite. In the picture there, I was working on site on an Amazon fulfillment center in Illinois. So it was this huge project. It was $300 million, and I was doing on-site stuff, smaller stuff for this huge project. So I've had a little bit of both experiences. So if you want to come talk to me, I will also be in breakout room number 1.
Awesome. Victoria.
Hi, I'm Victoria Lewis. I am also a junior in the program, and I am from just outside New York City, so not Indiana or the Midwest. My first internship, I worked with a local company near me, Hudson Valley Engineers, and there we were able to work on the JFK Airport rehab. Second internship, I was supposed to go to Houston, Texas and work on the wastewater treatment facility there. I personally took, with COVID going on, I rescinded my offer and I was still able to find another local internship. I worked with the same company, so that's always an option. And there we worked on transportation projects. So we worked on the Verrazano Bridge and other similar projects. I will also be in breakout room 1 if you have any questions.
Awesome. Gabby.
Hi, everyone. My name is Gabby Pisa. I'm a senior in CEM, and I'll be in breakout room number 1. I'm from the Chicago suburbs, the Homewood Flossmoor area, in case anyone knows where that is. And as a senior, I've also had 3 different internships. I've interned with the same company all 3 summers, Mortenson Construction. And I interned first in their Chicago office, working on the remodel of the 22nd floor of the Lurie Children's Hospital. I also worked in Seattle, which is the picture on the left. That was in the Citizen M Hotel, which was a modular build, which was a really new form of construction that I was able to experience. And then last summer, I was able to get the opportunity to work in Denver and sort of look at the civil side of things, getting away from vertical construction, where I was able to learn a lot. Similar to Mackenzie, I also studied abroad in New Zealand. So if you have any questions about that or internships, feel free to find me in breakout room number 1.
Thank you. Sarah.
Hey guys, my name is Sarah. I am an alumni from the program. I graduated in 2019, so not too long ago. I'm from the Twin Cities, Minneapolis, Minnesota, and I currently work for Mortenson Construction. I'm in their power delivery group, and I am on a wind farm project in Texas. So you can see there, that picture was from my last job in Colorado that was on top of a turbine. So I also studied abroad in New Zealand. So if you have questions about that, I will be in breakout room number 2.
Outstanding. Did you get a little snow down there in Texas?
Yes, we've been shut down all week. Luckily, I haven't had to deal with any power outages, at least at my apartment, but it's been quite crazy.
I bet. Awesome. Nate.
Hey guys, my name is Nate Seacrest. I'm a 2016 alum. Currently working in Indianapolis for Powers and Sons Construction, a family-owned GC. Second stop in my career, and I'm a project manager. Working on a lot of stuff right now. Schools, some healthcare, kind of dipping into a lot of market sectors here. I'll be in breakout room number 2 if you have any questions and want to chat.
Thank you. Justice.
Hey everybody, I'm Justice. I originally from Carmel, Indiana. I'm down with ExxonMobil just outside of Houston, Texas. I was not as lucky. We do not have water yet, but we are hanging in there. So it's been definitely an interesting time down here. We had hurricanes in August and snowstorms in February. So come to Texas. Anyway, working for Exxon, basically involved with their projects group. And we deliver capital projects that are basically focused on environmental impact, reducing that, safety across the plant, as well as some efficiencies here and there. So a little bit different than the traditional role for a lot of folks in construction. They head out to work for general contractors and such. So if you have more questions about kind of working on the owner side or getting a little bit more involved in like electric and mechanical work, definitely ask me questions in room 2, but thank you.
Awesome. Sarah.
Hi everyone, my name is Sarah Henning. I graduated in 2017. I'm from the Boston, Mass area, and that's where I'm currently working. I work for Harvard University on our capital projects team, working on this really cool building behind me built in 1908. So I get to work with some really cool, really old stuff. That's a picture of a copper roof right there that we get to work with. And I'm also working at Harvard Divinity School, Harvard Law School, and Harvard School of Public Health are my clients. So if you have any questions about kind of being on the owner's side, I can answer those. And also I can answer questions on how managing a full-time job and graduate school at the same time. So, my master's degree is in global development practice with an emphasis in sustainable infrastructure. So kind of still in that construction route if you have any questions on that. And I'm in room 3.
Awesome. All right. Next. Cheryl.
Hi, my name is Cheryl Hoffman. I'm a project manager with Hensel Phelps. I live in Boulder, Colorado. I graduated from the CEM program in 2001, which is a long time ago. I did spend my internships with Hensel Phelps, spent 2 summers in San Diego and 1 in Colorado. When I graduated, I did end up turning down my offer from Hensel Phelps because I entered the Peace Corps 2 weeks after graduation, spent 3.5 years overseas. And when I came back to the US, as I was soul searching to decide what I wanted to do, sort of with the rest of my life, I ended up reaching out to a lot of CEM faculty and staff and students that I knew, and ended up going back working with Hensel Phelps. In my 16-year career, I've worked with a lot of different clients, a lot of different project types, a lot of different challenges, but one of the projects that sticks out the most to me is the one that's in the photo there. I think April 2020 was a very memorable time for a lot of us. I say it's the month that I don't remember at all, and the month that I will never forget, because I had the privilege of leading a team of 800 in building a 1,200 bed field hospital in 17 days. So it was a pretty, talk about a capstone course. I felt like that really summed up a lot of what I'd learned and what I'd experienced. And it's amazing to see what people can do when you all work together. And I will be in room 3.
That's awesome. Charlie.
Howdy guys, my name's Charlie Steens. I'm going to be in room number 3, and I graduated in 2018, May of 2018. I'm originally from Richmond, Indiana. and I currently work for Lease Crutcher Lewis out in Seattle, Washington. I'm in the healthcare and life sciences interior construction side of things. I like Brandon's reference earlier about curing cancer, because the picture there in the background is actually in front of Fred Hutch Cancer Research Center, working on a cure for cancer. So we've been on a lot of projects regarding COVID research and cancer research, and it's just an amazing a feeling to be able to play a part in that and create the infrastructure for the doctors and researchers to do great things and change the world. So I also went to Ecuador when I was in the CEM program, and I have some experience in getting into the EPICS program. So if you guys have any questions on that or the industry, I'll be in group 3.
Thanks, Charlie. All right, Professor Groff.
Hello, I'm Jeff Graff. I've been teaching in the CEM program for not quite 2 years at this point. I'm not an engineer, I'm an architect, but and in addition to practicing, I've taught in several architecture programs prior to coming here to Purdue. And that sort of shapes the direction I take to a lot of this, but getting things built and how getting things built works with how they are designed, and those things integrating well is a lot of what I work on and talk about. To this point, I've been teaching one of the introductory courses, Life Cycle Engineering and Management of Constructed Facilities, the 201 course, which is sort of one of the first CEM courses you'd take, sort of laying the foundation for a lot of other things. But in addition to that, I've been introducing several new courses at the technical elective level, general elective level, looking at building design, integration of building systems with design and construction, and architectural design in general. So if you're interested in that side of things, that take on things, I'll be in room 4.
Awesome. Dr. Hastick was going to join us today, but was unable to. And Dr. Widener.
Okay, I am Ted Widener. I am a professor of practice in construction engineering. I have both a professional engineering license and I'm a registered architect. I came to Purdue, getting to be almost 8 years ago now, from working in industry, planning, designing, constructing, owning, operating facilities. And so my specialty area is everything after you construction engineers get things built, because there is a career in the business after the projects are finished. And I see Sarah in the corner nodding her head. She has to deal with people like what I used to be. I teach construction project controls. That's a follow-on course to what Professor Graff just mentioned. I also teach design build and a new course, critical thinking. Critical thinking in construction engineering. Can you figure out a better way to do your job? Because you're not going to get much help from the designers. They know how to make it look pretty, but you got to figure out how to make it at all. So I'm in meeting room 4.
Outstanding. All right. So you've got a summary here of where everybody's going to be. Hopefully you got a little bit of an insight on them. If you would, where your name is on your tile, put what room number you would like to go into. Then Andrew will move you into those rooms so that you can meet with either a student, the group of students, or one of the alumni groups, or one of the faculty members. Just where your name is in your tile, put the room number that you would like to join. And Andrew, you can go ahead and let our guests go to their rooms. Appreciate everybody. Everybody's back, I think, based on what Andrew said, and appreciate our guests tonight, sharing their experiences and shedding some light on who we are. If you have any questions for me, throw them in the chat, or just ask them. But I'll give you a quick overview, put my contact information back up there, and then the QR code that you're looking for will be up there momentarily. But just remember, construction engineering, Bachelor of Science, paid internships, 100% job placement, a lot of hands-on experience where you can take the theory and apply it. And I think that's really rewarding opportunities for everybody for the professional career. Our process, never too late, come and see me, reach out. We can get you started in a part of our family at any point in time. There's my contact information. Again, the easiest way to remember it is fulk@purdue.edu. Reach out. We'll set up a time to meet. I think that gives us a great opportunity to dive a little bit more into, what your passions are and what your motivations are and how we can help you get there. Are there any questions for me?
I'm gonna go ahead and put the QR code up while we're
Thank
taking
you.
extra questions.
Absolutely. Well, there you go. Long awaited QR code. If you want to hang on and ask any questions, I'll be here for another few minutes. Really want to thank our faculty, our alumni, and our current students for being here tonight, giving of their time. I think that speaks volumes about who we are and what we stand for, and that's something I'm proud of. So thank you to everybody. And if there aren't any questions, you're free to go and have a great evening. I'll stay on until everybody's out. Thanks.
If the QR code isn't working for you, just leave your name and Purdue email in the chat.
Sweet.
It's good to see everybody, particularly all those folks who are off as alum. I miss you.